feel free to type in the chat as we go along. You might have questions as you go. But so I don't get distracted, I'm going to try not to look at the chat until the very end. I'll kind of address all of your questions. So Fit and Fearless Foundation, there's a lot of you who are just starting out, and then there's a lot of you who, may have taken a step back from coaching for a year or two, and now like you're going to commit to 80-day obsession, so it only makes sense that you're going to coach now. So to kind of refresh on that, and then it doesn't hurt us. I know when I was even putting together this presentation earlier today, I was like, oh, why don't I do that more often? So it'll kind of be a refresher for the rest of us as well. All right, so Mug Club, which is basically our success club for the month of January already. So anybody in Success Club gets a mug. So this is the mug that you guys chose for the month of January. So I'm in it. Beth, Courtney, Jenny, and Aaron are all on their way. And I know a lot of you others are chatting with a ton of people right now. So it's only a matter of time. Just like keep following up and you'll get in there as well. Still middle of the month? Yeah. Are we even in the middle of the month? No, not even yet. Not even yet. 11 days in. All right, so the vital behaviors. So I know this came up a couple of days ago from someone, and they were like, I don't even know the vital behaviors. Well, so we're going to go over them tonight, because that's how you become a successful coach, is when you're doing these every single day. Number one, proof the product. So we're all committing to the program come Monday. Pretty much all of you. I think all of you. So that right there is awesome, and it's about, because if you're not making healthy changes for yourself, and then how do you expect to help anybody else jump in it? And all of that excitement and like when you feel good, it's just going to naturally happen. So it really does start with you. So number one is proof of the product. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but these are kind of badass results. Who's excited for this program, right? 80-day obsession. There's so many people jumping into this program right now. I think there's like 300 in just Project Fearless alone, and then a bunch in the test group. And hold on, I'm just gonna mute. Oh, there you go. So I know it's coming up fast, right? So if you're just starting out now, that's fine if you can't get people to start, like, say, on Monday with the rest of us. Think of that group as like the first of us doing it together, right? But really, that group is going to be open on Project Fearless and this whole entire journey. So think of it as like almost every Monday, we're going to have like a new group of people that are going to be added in there. So I don't want you to feel like you're behind the 8 ball or anything like that. Think of it as, like the rest of us leading the pack can now help those guys in their first week when they're struggling to like make it all work. So, so there's that. And yeah, we're gonna kick ass in this group. So this past week in the group, you kind of noticed that I was, kind of sprinkling, hey, you guys want to throw up your why post, like to get you guys really thinking about, why are you starting 80-day obsession? Why are you committing to this 80-day program? And they blew me away. Like, I'm so glad to see you guys really went deep with this, because that's what's going to push you through the workouts. Emily, Aaron, Erica, these are just a few that stuck out, but honestly, most of you guys threw some up, so the slide was only so big. Do you guys not see slides? None of them?
Nope.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, not seeing anything. There we go.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see anything before?
No.
They're so pretty. We're going back.
I saw your face.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
See this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm so glad I got distracted with that message. All right. That's the pretty slide for Mug Club. That's our mug, right? Proof of the product. Number one, vital behavior. Starts with you. And then badass results from people in the test group. It's 80-day obsession. Every Monday, we're adding new people in to our group. We're going to be starting. So these are the posts that I was talking about. There's just a few on the slide, but there was many more. If you get a chance, go give these guys some love and go give everybody on this team some love on their posts recently. So be you, be relatable, bring the curiosity around what you're doing. So I think this is a big one. When I first started as a coach, it was more about attractive marketing, which was like, hey, I'm doing T25, blah, 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 blah. So now we've kind of shifted focus and it's about the curiosity. Like, what is this girl doing? Why is she getting the results? Why is she eating so much food? You know, so it's getting people to ask questions and be wondering what the heck you're doing and how you're so happy and how you're getting so fit. So these two girls right here just started coaching this past week, and already they are killing it. Like I don't know where they learned this, but I was shocked to see that they didn't ever say, oh, I'm doing 80-day obsession, or I'm drinking Shakeology. Like, they're already making it relatable to them. You know, they both work full time. One of them has kids. One of them's engaged. So they're really going deep on what they're doing and how they're hoping to stay committed with it. So kind of the rule of thumb is when you're posting, ask yourself, does this empower somebody? Does this educate somebody? Or does it entertain them? Like, that's kind of the three things that I try to keep in mind when I'm posting. And so, yeah. So we have proof of the product, and next is personal development. You can't pour from an empty cup until you take care of yourself first. And here are some of my favorite podcasts and Audibles. You'll see a couple screenshots. Audible is connected to your Amazon account, so you have Amazon Prime. You get a free 30-day trial, and then I'm not sure how much it is after that, but it's a pretty good deal because you get 2 books a month. And then podcasts, there's a ton of free podcasts on there. Check out this right here. Our girl Rachel started a podcast the other day. I know, clap. Where is she? But it's really going to help you to go through the 80-day program. It's going to build a strong mind. It's going to help you push past fear when you're starting to share what you're doing. And then it's going to start empowering others to do it with you. So the vital behavior is to do it 15 minutes a day. It could be in the car. It could be on your commute. You could pop in your headphones first thing in the morning. You could do it while you're folding laundry or right before bed. You can read, however it works for you. Also, on our team page, at the pinned post at the top, you'll see a full list of all of the books that I've read and other people on the team have read. It's kind of if you have any that aren't on that list, just comment below in that thread, and I'll add them to like the top piece, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have ones that aren't on there. Number 3 is invite, invite, invite. So busting through that fear of, oh, I don't want to talk to this stranger, and just starting a conversation with somebody. So So here is a couple of examples on how you can invite. I would say both of these equally, like they kind of happen at the same time. So with one, you create a post on your page, and at the end it's kind of like a call to action, like I'm starting this new group on Monday, or would you like to join us, or would you like to learn more? That's considered an invite as well, but you also have to reach out to those people. So you'll see right here, here's a way to do that with anybody who likes the post. Typically what I do is I'll take a blank piece of paper and I kind of underline a memory jogger for myself, like what did I just post? So I would do like 80-day obsession results, underline it, and then I would start writing every team who liked that post, and then sending them all a message. Hey, that's awesome, you want to join the group? Would you like to learn more? Or do you have any health and fitness goals of your own? And then another way to do it is just start conversations with any post that you put up. It doesn't always have to be fitness related. So here are some examples of that. Well, this one's fitness related, but still, this is a way to start a conversation with somebody. This is a workout picture. Hey girl, thanks for the support yesterday. I can't believe I flung the band across the room trying to do that move. So are you on a health and fitness journey of your own? So at the end of every message to somebody, I'm always trying to continue the conversation, right? So like I want to know if they are on a health and fitness journey of their own. They just liked a workout post that I posted. So it's not like you have to immediately invite them to a group right there, but it could definitely get to that point very quickly. This is a picture of my food, shrimp and pesto with squash and zucchini. I don't even know. So here's an example of what I said to them. Hey, that shrimp and pesto dinner last night was so good. I love how zoodles and spaghetti squash makes it like I'm eating pasta. Let me know if you want the recipe. So are you on a health and fitness journey of your own? Again, that same type of question, right? That's not like weird. I'm actually, hey, let me know if you want the recipe because I'll give it to you. And then asking them, if they are. This is Brad and I drinking at our favorite brewery. Again, it's not health and fitness related at all, but that's who we are. We like beer. So, hey girl, I saw you like the picture of Brad and I at Foundation. Have you been there yet? It's one of our favorites. What's yours? Blah, 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 blah. So eventually, we can continue that conversation, and it might get to, hey, I know this is kind of random, but I've enjoyed talking to you. I have a group starting on this date. Would you like to learn more? Like that's how you can easily kind of flow it into an invite. And then Zoe. Saw you like the picture of Zoe on the snow. Oh my God, she freaking loves it. It's been a while since we've caught up. How are you? Do you have a dog too? Like, see how those things are just like, they flow, right? I mean, if they like the post, obviously we have something in common already. You're either a dog lover, beer lover, food lover, or into fitness. So put your fears aside when it comes to reaching out to somebody new in that you don't know personally or anything like that, because a lot of you on this call I didn't know before. So it's not weird, right? All right, so with 80-day obsession, the flow of the conversations are going a little bit differently for me because it's so much quicker. People already want to know about that program. So usually we follow the conversation template to find out their goals and find out how much time they have and really dig deep on that. But it's if people are interested in 80-day obsession, we might as well just get them to learn more about it. And then from there, they're either going to say, no, I'm not ready for that yet. And then you can dive into the conversation template. Or they're going to say, I want to do this with you. So this is kind of the flow that I have been doing that has been working really well. So when I invite, I say, would you like to learn more? And then they usually say yes. And then I say this, awesome, actually, is it cool if I add you to a group my team and I are running so you can learn more about it that way? There's an amazing video in there I want you to see, and then we can catch up after. So then from there, they say, cool, add me. So I add them to our launch party. You guys are all a part of that. Add them in there. So you'll see Joan's video at the top. That really does sell itself. Like, I am in tears every time I watch that video. So everybody it's really working. And you can see there's like 300 comments in there. So just follow what the other coaches are doing, tag that person, say, hey, start here. There's a couple other posts in here, and then we'll catch up. The next day or later that night, depending, we kind of determine that. I say, hey girl, as promised, I hope you learned a ton in that launch party. Pretty exciting, right? So what do you like best about 80-day obsession? So they usually say, and I say, do you want to see your options to get started? And then I send them the 3 links to the options. And then from there they say, cool, let's go with the base package, or let's go with the combo. And those links, guys, are just the ones from Beachbody, teambeachbody.com, like just the URL. And then as soon as they tell me what pack they want to go with, then I ask for their email address and what flavor they want. Cool?
Cool.
All right. So we got the invite down. Number 4 is recognition. So celebrating people, right? Especially in this group coming up, people are gonna be super active. You're gonna be able to celebrate them the entire way. So here are some ways to do that. Give them some love or a high five in the challenge group. Comment below. Don't just like it. I mean, liking it is cool, but sometimes comment too. Spotlight people who are kicking ass. Share about their success on your personal page without using their names, unless you get their approval. And ways to do that, hey, a couple girls lost 5 pounds this week, or this girl hasn't worked out in a couple weeks or months and she's going all in, and I was so proud of her this week. Just different things like that. And then welcoming people on the Team Project Fearless page, recognize any rank advancements or just fearless behavior in general. Like when Rachel started a podcast, or when Leanne put up her first post, celebrate those things. And then this is unofficial, but I'm making it official on our team, is follow up. Fit and Fearless Foundation. There's a lot of F's going on, right? But I'm going to tell you that if you don't follow up, you're missing the ball. Because you could send out invites all day long, but unless you follow up, nothing's going to happen. Some ways to do that. Elizabeth Harkey is a superstar something diamond coach. She was at our Super Saturday, and I've actually heard her speak a few times, and she always talks about the Take 10 list. And I started this a few weeks ago, and it is really working well to have a small list in front of me, literally paper, of people's names that I want to empower that week. So these are like my hot list, right? The conversations are going really well. They just haven't actually pulled the trigger yet. So as soon as somebody does, then I take that person's name off and I add a new person on there. So I always have 10. You're always having 10 people to follow up with. And if somebody says, no, go jump off a bridge, they come off. And you fill it with somebody new because you want to empower somebody who wants to be empowered. So that is a good tip for that. And then who on this team signed up the very first time your coach reached out to you? Well, Brittany, you're rare. And Rachel, you're rare too. Who else? Anybody? Erin, I know I signed you up, so I kind of made you. You don't count either.
Right.
But typically, this is not the way things work. Maybe 1% of people would sign up the first time. you reach out to somebody. So Katie Reserve, I think I shared this in the team page, but I thought I would share it again. She kept following up with the same person, right? She knew her goals. She knew she had already recommended a program, but she kept following up because she went MIA. Like literally for a lot of messages, she would send voice messages. She would send text messages. The girl wouldn't respond. And because literally, she says right here, like she was crying every time she saw it because she knew she had to do it. She knew what was right, but she just wasn't there at that moment. So when she did finally respond, kind of like Courtney, she was all in. So what if you didn't follow up? You never know what's going on in somebody else's life. So that pretty much wraps up the 4-5 vital behaviors. I kind of threw this in at the end because I found it on the back office today, and I was like, oh, this is kind of good especially for people starting out or people jumping back in. This is a great way to track what you're doing. So literally just what we kind of went over. Two things that are building me up, right? Proof of the product, drinking a shake, doing your workout, reading a book. So check, check, check. Like you can just go day by day. And then these are more of the business building things. Adding 3 new people to your social media each day. Adding 3 new friends. Making 3 posts on social media. Check, check, check. Could be 1 fitness related. Could be 1 about your dog. Could be 1 about your kids. Could be 1 about coaching. Start 3 conversations with new people. Invite 3 people to a challenge group. I'd like to see those numbers a little bit higher than that because I think they need to be a little bit higher than that, but you can always start there. Follow up with 3 people each day. Talk to 3 people about coaching. Recognize 3 people. Really simple when you think about it that way, when you have something to look at. Until you get in the habit of doing it every day, this is a great thing to get in the habit. So that pretty much wraps it up. What kind of questions are in here? Or do you just want me to unmute you? Great pick. Zoe, that's how you relate to me. I'm glad Zoe is relating to so many people. Totally not weird. Never met you in person. Courtney, you were on like the very last contact list. You were off as of the last time I messaged you. And you responded when I was 3,000 feet in the air, or 3,500 feet flying from California. Yeah, I can put this entire thing on our team page. That way you can copy anything you want. But most of that 80-day stuff is I posted the other day also, so it might be easier to grab from there. Any questions, guys?
I got one.
Yeah.
So what other ways do you guys get your challengers engaged in your challenge groups?
It's a good question. So the month of December, I did a bingo type thing. So that worked really well for that month. But because it was kind of present related and every time somebody got a bingo, like I'd send them a present. It worked well for typically the toughest month of the year because people don't typically want to be active. You know, they want to sit on the couch and eat peanut butter balls. So that worked well that time. I know Kelsey is doing actually on Project Fearless. Her call is going to be all about that on Monday.
Okay.
Because her and Beth run a ridiculous amazing, engaging challenge group month over month. It never fails. Like, they've been doing it for a couple years, and they've never had a challenge group flop. So she will be able to give great advice. I think our Getting Obsessed group in Project Fearless, the one on Facebook right now, is doing really well. And I think it's because there's so many people in there, and immediately what's great about that group is people, not even coaches, are commenting with the answers. So a lot of people are asking questions, and a lot of those guys who have been in it for a couple weeks now already found the question or have already had it answered, so they're jumping in, which is making it, easier to run. And then people see a lot more people engaging, so then they feel welcome to engage too. But yeah, I think Kelsey's gonna really dive in on that. The challenge tracker for me hasn't worked out that well with engaging. I don't know what you typically use.
Well, we had been using the challenge tracker, but then this month we decided to kind of switch it up. And so we actually have put it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, been better so far.
Mm-hmm. I have a handful of people that love the tracker just because they like to track their results. And for that reason, it really does work well. They can put their before picture in there. They can track their measurements, their weight, how many workouts they did, how many shakes. So Courtney and I were actually talking last night, and Brittany, we're in different ones, but we're keeping it kind of open-ended for as long as we can schedule it out, just so people who want that can be in it and then just like do that portion of it. And I'll post in there every now and again, but it's mainly for that.
I kind of missed the challenge tracker just simply because before I could go in and look on the challenge tracker and look at each of the challengers and go, okay, I can keep track of them. I can see when they log things. In
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, I can't, but
Mm-hmm.
we're getting way more engagement in Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of, there's definitely pros and cons of both, for sure. But whatever works for you and your challengers and your group.
Has anybody ever tried using the tracker app? Like you said, just leaving it open-ended for people just to put in there that they did their shake and their workout and keep their measurements, but then do the Facebook for like the motivational posts and recipes and things like that. Cause I know I have the same problem with the tracker. I hate the thing, but it would be nice to be able to see what people are doing and if they're keeping up with all their workouts. I just know, I feel like it's like one more place for me to go check.
Yeah.
And I just did a group with you in December, and I'm sure you want to shoot me. Cause I was like, I scheduled posts and then like I post my workouts and that was it. Cause it was just so hard for me to go back in there and check that again.
Right. Yeah, and I think we all feel that way. I was doing the same thing. Like, I would try to take like a little bit of time every other day, but it is just one more thing. So you'll see the one I added to you now, it's like 3 months out that I scheduled it. I might even push it back, later.
Right.
I know Courtney, I don't know if you actually did it or not, but you talked about having it in the end date like a year from now. Just to have it never ending for people who do want to track all of their stuff through there.
Has anybody ever tried doing like a Google like Doc sheet we do with the like tracking Success Club points and have people just go in and like mark an X when they did their shake and their workout for each day? I just kind of thought of that as you were saying.
Yeah, I don't know if people would do that daily.
Right.
Because they have to be on a computer to do it.
That's true. Maybe I'll ask on my challenge group and see if they would use the tracker app just to log the workout and shake.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw up a poll in Facebook, like once a day. Did you do your workout and drink your shake? Yes or no? I don't know. I don't know how else you would do it.
Right. The only other thing that I'm missing from the challenge tracker app is the Carl and the super trainers occasional throw in tidbit of information in there
Mm-hmm.
I think the engagement is way more worth keeping it on Facebook, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like with Autumn's coach test group, I think we'll be able to pull some information from there. So if like we're in there, we don't have to be posting our workouts or anything like that in there, but any information that she drops on us and we want to share it with our challengers, like we can just copy and paste it over to
Mhm.
to another Facebook group or share it or something like that. I don't know if we can share out of there. Probably have to copy and paste it.
I think Joan shared a video.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought.
that was in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so yeah, just do that. What else you guys got? Was that helpful to see it?
Yeah.
Laid out again, like good reminders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super helpful.
Good. All right, that's a wrap. So do you guys, I'll post this on the team page, and you guys can grab any of the verbiage or whatnot. All right.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.